Federal investigators say a single-engine Beechcraft A36 that was flying from JFK Airport in New York to the Cuyahoga County Airport in Richmond Heights crashed Thursday night into a heavily wooded area 1 mile from the Westchester County Airport in White Plains, New York. Air traffic controllers say they heard a mayday call from the pilot reporting engine trouble. The pilot declared an emergency and was attempting to land at the airport in White Plains. But a short time later, the plane's radio went silent. Authorities are now trying to determine if terrible weather conditions at the time may have played a role in the deadly crash.
Your airplane is in deep trouble, is going to lose altitude, that you need to put this thing down safely as fast as you can in an airport that most likely you're not familiar with, on a night that was miserable.
Killed in the plane crash was the pilot, Boruch Taub of Cleveland Heights, and his passenger and good friend, Ben Chafetz of Beechwood.
We were hoping for the best, bracing for the worst, and unfortunately when the news was confirmed, we plunged into, shock and grief.
Boruch Taub and Ben Chafetz were well known as pillars of Greater Cleveland's close-knit Jewish community.
They were both devoted husbands, loving husbands, fathers, and very proud of their families.
Ben Chafetz was the owner of 121 E-Commerce LLC in Cleveland Heights, and Boruch Taub was the owner of Masterworks Automotive and Transmission, also in Cleveland Heights. Federal investigators will now focus on the plane they were flying back home from a funeral in New York and what caused it to go down. But the focus here at home is on the victims' families.
The process has just begun, and they're irreplaceable, and it's hard because we know that.
The rabbi says when the plane began having engine trouble, one of the men tried to message his family through a social media app. But the heartbreaking message actually went to a temple prayer group.
He definitely sounded in distress, but he said to pray, because I don't believe he ever gave up for a second, and I don't believe Ben or Baruch would ever give up. I think his love, his humility, and his faith came through with those texts.
As family and friends grieve the loss of the two men, they are relying on their faith and remembering the impact that the two men had on their community throughout their lives.
And most importantly, just how to raise a loving family and how to be a devoted husband and father, and and just to do that with love and with faith and with generosity.
Jack Shea, Fox 8 News in Cleveland.